Nothing better than watching a big back PhD feminist lose it. I guess the only thing she really wishes she could lose is maybe some of that weight. Shots fired! I got a banger from the Whatever podcast. Let's get straight into it.
We have Pacey George, Chair 2. Do you know that 300 years ago, before men and women had the right to vote, both sexes, except royalty and their lackeys, were considered objects for many things, including slavery?
That's crazy.
Men were, yes. Men.
Good Lord, this girl on the far right looks like the desk at detention.
Shots fired!
Like just stamping all over me. No congruency, and looks like she's got the same, like multiple Batman signals. Baby girl, he's not coming to save you.
And enslaved other men, correct, yeah. That's the thing that happened.
Do you think, question though,
I'm gonna keep it at thou wow. She looks like her mom was a witch and she smells like mothballs.
do you think that men deserve either historical or current disadvantages because the perpetrators of their oppression shared their gender?
What are the current disadvantages of men? Can you explain them to me other than circumcision?
Oh, yeah.
Male suicide rates, also men that have to be conscripted to the draft, men working the majority of the laborious jobs, just a couple.
Sure. Okay. So, I mean, if we're going to look at statistics, men are more likely to unalive themselves. They're more likely to be homeless. They're more likely to die on the job. They're more likely to be
Is that because
victims.
society is structured against you? The laws are making you commit.
Aren't you a feminist? Wouldn't you argue that patriarchy also hurts men? So if it's the case that men live under a patriarchy, wouldn't said patriarchy also hurt them?
Okay, but what are the things that are hurting you? What are the things? No, what are the laws? What are the economic situation that's making?
This is a typical case of moving the goalpost. He was answering her question. Now she's moving the goalpost to try to catch him in a gotcha.
Making men themselves.
Their expectations
That's crazy. There's not a lot. There's not
Just
resources.
The
for men
economic
like that.
situation. Okay.
Just said it.
Wait, so hold on. If it was the case that the female unaliving rate was disproportionate and it was higher than men's, I think a lot of feminists would say this is evidence of sexism in society. But whenever, it's interesting, if a bad thing happens to a woman, it's because she's a woman. If a bad thing happens to a man, it's his fault.
You need statistics.
Like, it's not because there's nothing gender related, at least anything that negatively impacts man.
It's because
it's nothing to do with their gender.
It's because generally speaking, the people making the laws and with the money and the power to make laws are male.
Then shouldn't we be campaigning for women?
Again, though, so wait, what? Okay.
You made the laws that hurt
I
you,
made
right?
the laws?
Other men made the laws that hurt men, right? There's not a lot of women in government.
Wait,
there's
so-
more, but there's not a
so hold
lot.
on.
Yeah.
If a group historically built a system, and I'm not even
Not
I don't even-
historically,
hold on.
currently.
Okay,
yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
That means individual members today they can't point out how it's harmful towards them.
Sure, it's harmful, but what is this specific thing that's making men
Bro, I love it. I love it. It's the victim gymnastics, brother. The victim Olympics, the victim gymnastics. She just can't say, yeah, you know what, you're right. You know, the patriarchy, there's disadvantages for men and women, but for guys, it's just our fault. But for the feminists out there, it's the patriarchy. Like, bro, this is the whole argument of it's the system, it's the patriarchy. Like, the patriarchy built the modern world that we live in. It built a world of abundance where you can go eat as much food as you want. And you can look like a middle linebacker on the Vikings. You could go, buy these quadruple XL shirts, and the chick on her left or her right could go dye her hair and do all these things. Like, a lot of the things they're enjoying right now were created and maintained by men. But the fact that they can't just sit there and say, you know what, the world is a great place because of men. They can't say that. It's crazy to me.
at a higher rate?
Wait, can you say like unalive or something? Like YouTube
sorry,
words or
on-
whatever?
Does it matter
Say
why?
unalive.
All right,
What's
sorry.
the
I never
specific-
said that before. Unalive, yeah.
No, hold on. Well, you asked me to give you ways in which men are disadvantaged in society, or like how they're negatively impacted. So feminists would point to things that aren't, like, because remember earlier you said, well, there's no laws or anything that negatively impact women. You said it's like the culture, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. The culture is making men more likely to unalive themselves. So why can you cite to my culture, but I can't cite to the culture?
Okay, so what could you fix in culture that'll make men not themselves, not unalive themselves.
What I don't get is that every time he asks her a question, she responds with a question. Like, what's so funny to me that these educated women don't realize when somebody asks you a question, just answer the question. She hasn't answered a single question yet.
This is not that, okay, that specific topic, I'm not an expert in like if you were to ask me about like how do we resolve homelessness, that's not like an area where I have expertise in, but I can descriptively point out what the issue is. I don't necessarily have, I could probably think of prescriptions.
I think you're pointing out just a general, more economic reason why everything's worse, right? Things are bad economically for many people. That's why they're
Your blood pressure bad.
homeless. That's why. What? No, it has nothing to do with money. The reasons.
Yeah, that's related.
Okay, so
but
that's
just
not
all over the place with.
No, but how is it something that is related to gender in terms of men?
Hold on. But so. Yeah, I know it's difficult. So
Sorry.
You're shifting the goalposts here. You asked me, okay, well, in what ways are men disadvantaged, or in what?
Bro, where does Brian get these streetwalkers at, bro? Just looking at this chick on the right. What the? She's look like she's fresh off a crack rock.
Ways are men facing specifically gendered problems as it relates to men? And I was starting to list some for you because you doubted that it could even exist that men in today's society can suffer in a gendered way. And I'm pointing out to you ways in which men disproportionately suffer in the same way that feminists say, well, women disproportionately suffer in this way. So if it's valid for you to say women disproportionately suffer, I can also say men disproportionately suffer in this way too.
So what has created the system that makes you disproportionately suffer?
Well,
Feminism?
you seem to reject that there's patriarchy.
Again, I'm saying here in the United States, it's not as real as it is in other places.
Hold on.
This is that argument I never will understand, is how women will sit here and say this and have 4 years of food stacked up in her body. Like she could not eat another bite of food for the next 2 years and be just fine. Talking about oppression, talking about, well, like this is so crazy to me. Like the level of privilege that women like this have and don't want to admit to is so crazy to me, bro.
Claim about the attribution of blame?
No, but
that's a great red herring. I appreciate that. I'm actually just looking at the ways in which men are disadvantaged, which is the
you're
precise
pointing out behavioral
question you asked
problems,
for.
not social.
Behavioral problems.
Yeah, men.
Wait.
Women are equally depressed. They just don't tend to follow through the same way.
I have a question for you. Do you think that, for example, when it comes to police brutality, police misconduct, incarceration rates, when it comes to African Americans, do you think that this is evidence of some sort of discrimination in the system?
That was a lot of things at once. I think.
Boy, this super chat said, "Someone tell XXL Bella Ramsey on Chair 2 to shut the." That's good.
Sexism is a real thing, and I think economic discrimination is a real thing.
Okay, but you would maybe agree that would you say that it's disproportionate the amount of black people that are in jail as compared to white people?
Yes, it's disproportionate, I think, statistically.
Would you say that that's evidence of racism?
I mean, part of it, yeah, part of it. I think it's a lot of things, but part of it is racism.
So the disproportionality that exists between the incarceration rate between blacks and whites is actually orders of magnitude greater if you compare men to women. So then, because of this disproportion, would that be then evidence of sexism towards men as it relates to the criminal justice system?
It wouldn't be sexism.
Well, hold on. If I could point
the other one was racism, though. Why is this one not sexism?
Studies that show, for example, that men are more likely to get longer prison sentences, or more likely to be convicted, or more likely to, for the same crime, same circumstances, they're more likely to receive a longer sentence or even get a prison sentence. Maybe the women get off with just probation or something like this, or have their more likely to have their charges dropped. That you would have to say that's evidence of some sort of sexism towards men.
that feminist. The feminism inside her veins will not let her utter those words. Ain't that right, Loki? I've fallen at work and been injured. Oh wait, I should call my lawyer.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan.
Hey, John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. It's Levi Nichs of YouTube. Can I get some cash, please?
Morgan & 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 Morgan.
Did you know that your injury could be worth millions of dollars? Morgan & Morgan is the largest injury law firm in America, and they've recovered over $20 billion for their clients. $20 billion? That's a lot of cash. The insurance companies tried to lowball me, but Morgan & Morgan was able to take my pain and suffering and turn it into cold, hard cash. It's almost a good thing I was injured. But wait. How much is Morgan & Morgan gonna cost me? You never owe them legal fees unless they're successful. So it's completely free unless you win? Yeah. Hiring a lawyer? That sounds like really difficult. It's actually super easy. You can just go to their website, and in a couple clicks, you can find out if you have a case. And you can literally do it from your smartphone. And remember, there is only one Morgan & Morgan. Wait, but it's two names though. How is it? Give me the script. Oh, both their last names. Okay, I get it. Okay, roll it. You can start your claim today by going to forthepeople.com/Levi, found in the description below. So if you're injured, you can trust Morgan & Morgan. Y'all know what time it is. Aww. Can we get some freeze in the chat? Loki, free? Don't mess it up this time. There you go. There you go. Good boy.
The flavors are melting on my tongue.
I love that soundbite, bro. I love it. I love it. Oh my God, I love it. Let's get back into XXL Bella Ramsey.
People who are doing the sentencing and writing the laws, are they men or women mainly?
How? Again, why?
It matters who's writing the laws, right?
So if more women
If you
were in
created
government-
the system that oppresses you, that's on you, right? You created the system.
No, it's
Wait,
not,
no.
because the vast majority of men had no say and have no power.
Yeah, like, do you
so
agree
it's a
with
total red herring. But
The
other
vast
men-
majority, but I'm talking
so
about the
that's a
people
separate-
in
cool.
power.
Answer my question. That's a separate topic. Who set up that system? Great. Is it evidence of sexism? Okay, can women be sexist towards other women?
Can women be sexist?
Can women be sexist towards women?
Sure, yeah.
Can men be sexist towards men?
Can men be sexist towards men?
Right.
Depends on what kind of man they are. If they're
Okay, but you're
homosexual
What?
men or...
Oh my God, bro. She's so stupid.
You stupid.
My God.
What is
But
If this is that whole concept, if one thing's true, the other one's true as well. Like, you don't get to move the goalpost for one and then agree to, like, come on, bro.
so
I mean, these are very general questions, and you want me to give
but
one generalized
you're
answer?
You're trying to hand wave away my
I'm trying to be
criticism.
specific.
You're
about
trying
your
to hand
questions.
wave away the grievances that I'm bringing up here by saying,
Bro,
well,
this is when people that think they're smart try to be smart, but really you just look so stupid.
Stupid.
who set that system up? And
Well,
it's
you're
like,
saying it's
under your
sexism. It
wor-
has
but-
to do with other things.
But
It has to
even
do with
under the
economic.
even under the feminist worldview, they argue that patriarchy also hurts men.
Sure.
So so
Okay.
even under your worldview, I
Yeah.
kind of have contentions with the patriarchy theory. But even under your worldview of the patriarchy's existence, it would also hurt men.
I'm not arguing that men don't suffer. That's not my argument.
or because this country
But
was
so
like,
men didn't set anything up as a monolith either. Most men had no say as it relates to the laws. Let me ask you a question. If there were a bunch of conservative women, which, I mean, perhaps the Supreme Court
You're
is going to go
posing
this way.
hypotheticals that aren't real.
Okay, well,
If
hold
you
on.
look at
Let's say-
the majority, just
hold
go
on,
look
hold
at
on, hold
who's
on.
in charge,
Are you
right?
pro-choice or pro-life?
Choice, yeah.
Okay,
course.
cool. If it happens to be the case that we lived in a matriarchy.
We don't.
But let's say we did. Here.
We're getting some lag reported, but the numbers.
It's fine. Okay. If we lived in a matriarchy,
Okay.
and this matriarchy
Yeah.
was anti-abortion, and I'm assuming since you're in favor of abortion,
of choice.
You're inventing. You're a great science fiction
hold on.
writer. We don't live in that reality.
oh wow, hypotheticals are to test the logic. Great. So back to my question. If we lived in a matriarchy there was a female president and the Supreme Court, it was like 6 female.
That'd be great. That'd be amazing.
That'd be wonderful.
Yes.
And they outlawed abortion entirely. would that then justify would you be okay with abortion being illegal?
Women wouldn't outlaw abortion.
Hold on, just to be clear, the majority.
Conservative women might.
Hold on, the majority of pro-lifers, I think, are women.
Women over 50%.
That's not true. The majority of women are pro.
Well, hold on.
Well, let's do a little fact check here. Women percentage that are pro-life. Let's see here. In the U.S., around 32% of women identify as pro-life. This is in contrast to the majority of women, 61%, who identify as pro-choice. In 2025, 61% of women identified as pro-choice, while 32% identified as pro-life. So, but okay, let's see. But this, I think that's in all women, but maybe it's something different for Democrats and Republicans. Pro-choice, pro-life, the demographic table. Here we go. Get into a little lesson here, chat. A little lesson here. Pro-choice, 61% women, 41% men. Pro-life, 54% men, 32% women. U.S. adults, 51% are pro-choice, 43% are pro-life. So it seems like education, household income, party. What is this? Okay, so 16% of. Let's see here. Democrat, 83% are pro-choice and 12% are pro-life, and Republican, 17% or 77% are pro-life and 16% are pro-choice. So I guess it depends. There's a couple different factors, but based off of the research I just did, the majority of women are pro-choice.
Men, we
Fine.
wouldn't have abortions.
I'll even grant that it's not. Let's assume it's the case for the sake of the hypothetical. Yes. Would you then hand wave away women's complaints about the current state of affairs of the country not allowing abortions? Would you hand wave it away because it's a matriarchy or because women set that system up?
Again, you're making this way more complicated than it has
I'm not. Just answer the question.
Your hypothetical doesn't make sense to me.
So
your hypothetical of women
wait,
being...
so you're saying...
Sorry, Chad, I'm sitting here listening to it. I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry. I was getting thrown off by XXL, Bella Ramsey, and Peter Griffin here.
In charge and outlawing the abortion.
You're saying logically you couldn't comprehend... Like it's... Is it logically possible that there could be a majority of women who are pro-life? Like it's logically possible that could be the case, right?
Groups tend to act in their own favor, right? It's not in women's favor to outlaw abortion.
Well, he's just saying that.
Groups act.
Groups tend to act for themselves, right?
So the patriarchy that existed, that had control, why did they grant women the right to vote?
Gotcha, bitch.
Because of a lot of fighting on behalf of women.
If it's not in the interest of the patriarchy, why did the patriarchy grant women the right to vote?
Because of World War I. Because of World War I, a lot of men were killed.
She got cooked on that one, bro.
In World War I, and then women got the right to vote.
Amen.
Okay, that's incoherent. Back to my question. Why don't you engage in good faith with the hypothetical? If there was a matriarchy, and the women in power, you know what?
That's
hold on.
It doesn't make
Question:
sense.
Does a matriarchy or a patriarchy have to be democratic?
Have to be?
It doesn't. Like you would agree that a matriarchy or a patriarchy doesn't have to be democratic. Like we've had patriarchies in history that were monarchies.
You're conflating democracy with feminism and other things.
No. Just answer the question. I'm trying to get to the point.
I think
You lost me.
No, literally what he's saying. You're saying that your problem is...
Bro, oh my God.
You lost me.
Is it logically possible?
I think you lost them too.
I also want to hear the girl in the purple say something. She seems like she's getting it.
It's because men make the rules. Your problem is men make the rules. He's saying if women make the rules, would it make a difference?
We don't,
That's
though.
it. Wait,
Okay, but if they did...
But if it's a hypothetical, dude.
If there was a matriarchy and this matriarchy was pro-life and prevented women entirely from getting abortions, would you be okay with the hand waving of women who lived within that matriarchy saying, I want to be able to get access to abortions? Would you be like, well, who set that system up?
Use a different example than abortion. I feel like she's like, well, women would never. I'm like, okay, if they leave.
I don't
Yes, they
believe
would.
that everything women say and do is the correct thing. That's what you're saying.
That's not
to me.
answering my question.
No, you're saying that.
Good Lord, bruv. That was a tough listen. XXL Bella Ramsey really putting me through the ringer on that one. I haven't watched a lot of the Whatever podcast recently, but I figured, I need to jump back in there and flex my debate skills a little bit. My whole thing is like, dude, if you can't engage in a hypothetical, it honestly shows me you have a lack of intelligence. It's like the whole Andrew Wilson thing when he asked you, hypothetically, if you did have breakfast this morning, how would you feel? And if they go, oh, I would feel full. I'd feel like I got a belly full of food. But a lot of women go, why? But I didn't have breakfast this morning.
You stupid.
That tells me that you can engage in a hypothetical. It's a hypothetical for a reason. Theoretically, hypothetically. Like, come on. You're showing your intelligence on display, and it's not looking good, brother. It's not looking good. But let me know if you guys liked this episode, kind of doing some debate style stuff instead of just pure reactionary. Let me know what you guys think. Loki, did you have a good time? I love it. But I hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. It was good to have you guys out, man. Until next time, peace.